So they talked all that stuff about Royce. Royce Reed Basketball Wives has been vindicated. Say what you want about Royce. She has been vindicated. If y'all know what I'm talking about, because it's been all over the blogs, it's been all over everywhere. And word on the street is Dwight Howard is exposed.
She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Like 𝐾𝐨𝐽, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, the tea don't stop.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Like 𝐾𝐨𝐽, queen of the plot.
You know, I can't stand when women get with a man as if he don't have a past and you make it seem like he is a god and everybody that he dated was crazy, because that is exactly what Miss Amber Amy Luciani did. Luciani, whatever the name is. But the fact of the matter is, Royce Reed had been speaking out about Dwight for some time. She didn't make it up. It wasn't a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the book. It is real. It is not fake. But what did Amy do? She laughed at that woman, made jokes about her pain as if what she said wasn't true. And now you out here looking like a fool. Right? You looking crazy. Now, let me give y'all an introduction because I know everybody don't watch every single video. But Amy Luciani of Love and Hip Hop, desperate for a man with a little bit of money, because that's what the girlies do. They want the man with the big money. They don't care about morals and values. And then when they get the man with the big money, they treat them like shit. Now they want to complain. Ma'am, this is what you wanted. This is what comes with the men with the big money.
To know me, you know I am so prideful and so private. It hurt me so bad to have to even protect myself in this type of way. My marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it.
I don't want to play you guys that entire video. I already did a video about this particular incident. I just wanted to give you guys a background as to what I'm going to get into. Now, Amy Luciani of not Basketball Wives, of Love and Hip Hop, who I found out that she was actually fired, which makes sense that, why she's, wanting to be with Dwight, because the man got the money. He lives in a house right up the street, not far from me, a $9 million mansion. I was going to show y'all, but his address shows, so I'm not going to be able to show you. But she got with this man because he had a lot of money. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Because, girl, they've been saying that Dwight wear dresses, he like men, and he messed with drugs. They've been saying that. So the fact that, his ex said it and many other people said it, you didn't want to believe them. Now you're looking like a damn fool. Royce has, in fact, been vindicated. Royce has been vindicated because everything she stated about that man was never, ever a lie. Okay? It's real sad when a woman makes fun of another woman's pain by calling her jealous and calling her all sorts of names, simply because this lady decided to speak out on whatever it was she had dealt with. But unfortunately, with Amy, it was, it was about the money. It had to be about the money. Royce has spoken out several times talking about Dwight and his bull crap and what she had went through. Like her story has never ever changed. And I've been, seeing some of y'all comments and y'all been pretty much saying the same thing. Roy's story has never ever changed. But Amy, they say what make you laugh will eventually do what? Make your ass cry.
My life, and I almost divorced his ass in 6 months, being real stupid and silly. Actually, we both filed for divorce. Let's talk about the struggles of being a new young wife. First thing I can tell you as a new wife, I know this is going to be a hard practice, but shut your mouth. Shut up. Now, I know some of y'all gonna say, oh, you gotta shut up because you married. What is he silencing you? No, sis, I'm not saying shut up. I'm saying pick your battles and sometimes pick them quietly. Understand, when you became one with your husband, that means you became one. Y'all are one. You have to literally die to your old self. You don't want to do that yet. What does die to my old self mean? Because I'm very much still alive. Simply means adjustments. You got to make a lot of adjustments. Again, heavy on your one now. Know your spicy attitude isn't passion. It's a nasty attitude. That has to die for your husband. Confrontational spirits hidden by passion. You're not passionate, sis. You just got an attitude problem. Lose it. Quick gem. Successful top tier men, they just want peace. They don't want anything else. You can't do anything else for them besides bring them peace. Mistake I made, me and my husband going through issues, telling my friends about it. Don't do it. Dying to yourself is hard, okay? You spent your whole life talking, probably talking too much, getting the last word, being overly opinionated, being emotionally unstable. Some people settle for that, but this person married you, they're not going for it. Passive aggressive attitudes. Most Black men, when you do that, it reminds them of somewhat what they grew up with their mom, their siblings. They married you. They don't want to feel with the...
Anywho, she wants to tell us how to be a good wife. But girl, you are on the internet crying with snot running out your nose, or were you sniffing, putting a white lady up your nose? You look to be crazy, just like your husband. So whatever this bullshiggity she talking about don't apply to her man that allegedly like men that wear dresses and do all sorts of weird shit. Because while you at home crying, looking like a got fool, guess what your husband was doing? Y'all want to know what her husband was doing while she was at home dealing with disaster? Well, let's get into what he was doing. You know what he was doing? Huh. He don't look worried to me. This man is standing up, giving a standing ovation. Wow. He's been accused of doing drugs. He's been accused of, his daughter being removed out of his care. And this is what he's doing, y'all. He don't give a damn. This is a narcissist at its finest. Not only did he go to the game, showed his ugly face at the game, he stood up and gave a standing ovation when he should have been hiding under one of the chairs or seats or something like that. But to stand up and give a standing ovation like he is God or some shit like that, that's crazy to me. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it's giving crazy to me. Well, here's the deal. Royce's son, her son is now an adult, and he finally, breaks his silence. Let's get into what he said.
my side of the family crazy. I'm crazy. My sister crazy. My brother crazy. You feel me? But hey, you know what I'm saying? I hope, you know, you getting the help you need. But I told y'all, man. My mama did too, especially. But it gets to a point you gotta learn to deal with certain things as you get older, bro. But hey, man, that's something right there I will never do. But you got it, bro. I've been known. Oh man. Hey, dang. But my mama crazy. My side of the family crazy. I'm crazy. My sister crazy.
Listen, he said, my mama, Ben had told you Negroes what it was. I mean, she been said it. Royce has done multiple interviews talking about this guy. I shouldn't say multiple interviews because it was most recently that she has spoken out and she told us why she was able to speak out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with court orders. If you are, a court order is what it is. But what tends to happen is people sometimes, especially in custody situations, they go back and forth to court. Well, the last court order is the court order that's enforceable. Once somebody take you to court, you get a court order. Let's say they take you back to court, you get a new court order. What Royce said is she was always forbidden to not speak. But when they went to court this final last time, he did not request that she not talk or that the records be sealed. So therefore, she was allowed to talk again. We're going to get into her interview because in her interview, I feel so sorry, you know, that this has happened to Royce. Royce looks fabulous, so keep looking good, girl. But she talks about wanting to not even be on earth because this man had put her through so much shit. And I just felt so sorry for her just hearing, you know, her story and all that she had went through. But let's kind of get into something else. You know, since her son pretty much, you know, kind of spoke out and, you know, gave his 2-3 cents. I don't know if you all recall that Royce's son, you know, allegedly had been abused by Dwight's brother, allegedly. So let's get into that. And this is something that she has said most recent.
I said it because the same thing happened to my son for 5 years and nobody did. Okay? So when you're dealing with a family who has had sexual assault and molestation in their family and they hid it, they went to church. Heal my son. Okay? And it was a half brother, so it wasn't the mother's son, it was the father's older son. But finding out about all this stuff, and I've heard it before, but I didn't hear it necessarily in depth when he was crying on my shoulder about things that had happened to him and his sister. I kept it. But then when it started happening more and more and more, and now you're trying to basically be quiet, and you're trying to act like it didn't happen. There was an entire interview that was done about this brother and how much he loved him and everything. You go on Google or you go on Bing or whatever these little search engines are, you don't see them. You don't see them at all. All those stories have been wiped clean. So when people tell you that something is on the internet or when something is on the internet, it's on there forever, that's a lie. Money can get removed, okay? There is not one story about that brother anymore. But yes, that is the brother that did his sister for years. And they still sent her to spend time with him during the summer. The only time that that brother went to jail was when he met his own daughter. And she told, people are mandated reporters. Okay? Be it done to the brother, him, his sister, none of that, because they believe God can handle it. All right? So for 5.5 years, my child was, and I knew it. I threatened the nanny. Well, let me not say threatened, because like I said before, I promised her if I found out that she was doing something to my child, we're going to have a problem. When I found that out, what happened? I get ghosted, y'all. Coming on my live yesterday and commenting, and I'm so happy I didn't see it because I was just so into speaking. I'm so happy I didn't see it because had I probably would have said a lot more, such as their older brother texting them, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. And y'all might be like, oh my God, did she just say that? Yes, I said it because the same thing happened to my son for 5 years and nobody did.
Now, I don't know if you guys recall, but during the time that Royce was allowed to speak, now that the court order was no longer enforced, she went on to tell us that her son had been violated, and this had happened in the custody of the daddy, Dwight Howard. Now, you know, that's really sad, really, really sad. Now, as you guys know, Amy went on to social media, and I'm going to get back into that just for a second before I get into what has happened since, you know, she went on social media with a whole, you know, a whole white girl. If y'all don't know what white girl means, it is a something that they give to powder, if I will, I guess, y'all. So that's what they call it, honey. So let's kind of get into the full video of that. And this was the first video that came out when she said, you know, he's, you know, strung out. Well, she didn't say strung out, but she said the man was on drugs. Okay. So let's get into that, because then we're going to get into what Dwight, how he is reacting.
To know me, you know I am so prideful and so private. It hurt me so bad to have to even protect myself in this type of way. But my marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband, even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying, even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me says, you can't leave your husband. To know me, you know I am so proud. Soon, you said through sickness, through health, through just, you said through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far. But it's not even about me, it's about the kids. The stuff that I have to go through with the kids, I have to be witnesses to. I mean, the police at the house, they asking me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before. I'm in love with my husband. I don't want him to get in trouble, so of course I'll be his alibi, but this is going way too far. And now I'm getting mixed all in this. I have been with this man for 14 months. I cannot ruin my entire life for something that this person is doing. I just cannot do it. I tried to get so much help. I asked for counseling in our marriage. We went through 2 different counselors. When I say I love my husband, I don't want to happen this soon. You said through sickness, through health, through just, you said through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far. But it's not even about me, it's about the kids. the stuff that I have to go through with the kids. I have to be witnesses to. I'm at the police at the house. They ask me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before. Leave my husband, but the positions he keeps putting me in, and it's all over nothing. I keep telling people he needs some help, y'all. I live with him. This is not him. This is not Dwight. This is trauma. This is everything he's been through, but just not the kids. I have to advocate for the kids. And I can't go down for what he's doing. So they took our daughter. And I'm just sitting there like, do I speak up? Do I be quiet? What do I do? But I caught this man. I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him, his son, to cover for him. He had him lying. I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this shit. I try to tell everybody he needs.
Did she just bring out the drug bag?
Need some help. And ain't nobody leave my husband, but the position fucking listen because he got the money. I gotta say, whatever y'all don't understand, I live with him, he needs some help. And this is it. This is what I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to. This shit.
Who pours the drugs out in your hand? What? What does that mean? Is she getting ready to get with it in the car? Because who pours the stuff out in their hand and then wipes their nose? Watch this.
This shit right here. I told everybody, y'all gotta help him. He is spiraling. I'm in here with him. I'm trying to love him through it. I was gonna run out the door. I was gonna leave him. But everybody told me, don't leave him. He's struggling.
I'm just wondering, did she just put that up her nose in the car? That was weird. I just didn't understand why she needed to take it out and pour it out in her hand. It makes me think that she may be high because that didn't really make any sense.
When I stay, but not this year. We got the police involved. CPS, you're lying on me. You making up alibis. You got our son, my stepson, lying. And thank God I recorded it. And he innocent in this, but you said just to protect yourself, you would take anybody out, including me, and I can't let you do it no more. I don't want to share the dirty secrets. I don't want to.
Now, in this video, she says that she found out that he was basically trying to save himself because CPS is now involved, okay? CPS is involved, and she's learning that he's going to try to put some shit on her. So this is the only reason that it seems like she's coming out. And also, we're learning that this actually happened earlier than what she's leading on to let us know that it happened, because Dwight now has filed for divorce from Amy, okay? Real name, Amber Rose Howard, okay? It looks like she showed up at the court to file on yesterday. He had already filed. He also filed for a mutual restraining order. Now, this says, according to, it says Dwight Howard was at the courthouse early Monday, March 9th. This was in the morning, seeking to end his marriage after almost 14 months. He listed their marriage date as January 11th, 2025. Additionally, the docs that were filed reportedly claim their union is irretrievably broken with no hope of reconciliation. He distinctly noted that they share no children and therefore wants exclusive use of his Georgia mega home. And it is mega, guys. That house is huge. I've been over there in that area before, and I had to like, wait a minute, it's like right up the street from my house. So the house is so big, I don't even know why he even lives there. Like, Why would you want to live there? Like, you literally need a wife and like 20 kids. The house is definitely a mega home. And he says, and his separate non-marital property. So he said he don't want to give her nothing above his house. Okay. So he said that him and that they are living in a bona fide state of separation. Moreover, per complex, the couple filed for a mutual restraining order. So they both want a restraining order on each other. Both sides are banned from harming each other or the children in their lives. They're also not supposed to sell any property except concerning ordinary business, stuff like that. They cannot cancel each other's insurance or disconnect any utilities. This is the second time the couple's marriage has faced the end. But the first time, Dwight filed the paperwork. Oh, I'm sorry. So this is the second time they filed, or, we're looking at, being divorced. It looks like this was the first time that Dwight filed first. Last year, Amy was the one that initiated the divorce, but somehow they ended up coming back together. But we're going to get into some more information because Royce has done an interview. And she said a lot of the commentary that I just gave you guys with regards to Amy getting a divorce, or I'm sorry, Amy actually coming out saying what had happened. It had already happened weeks prior. And basically what Royce is saying in this interview is that the only reason that Amy decided to come out and speak about this is because Dwight turned on her. Royce goes, into saying that Dwight didn't give a damn about those kids, and neither did Amy. So let's get into it.
Hey, boo. Not too. You already sipping?
I am.
Well, Royce, I can't take your purple tank top, honey, and your sunglasses on top of your head.
Listen, I'm supposed to be in rehearsal, but it's you, so yeah.
Well, I appreciate you and I love you, and I know you're busy, and I know you have a lot going on. So I wanted to just cut to the chase. Like I was telling the raindrops, the latest between the father of your son, Dwight Howard, was accused of a lot of accusations over the weekend from his wife, Royce.
What? No.
Royce, we're not even 2 minutes in. All right, so listen, let's just, you know what, Royce? Let's get right into it. Amy did a 5.5-minute video. She is crying profusely. She is talking about things such as, everyone told her to stay in this marriage. She said that he needs help. Dwight needs help. She's alleging that he has trauma from his childhood or something that isn't working out. She is alleging that there's a Dwight that she sees and knows, but as much as she tries to help him, he is reverting to these behaviors. She had a bag of what she said was drugs that he allegedly uses, and she's alleging kids were taken away and all of these things. What are your thoughts about that? But first question is, where were you when you first saw the video over the weekend?
I was home. I was eating blue crabs. Yep. I was at home eating fried blue crabs. Okay. And it was sent to me and they were like, do you see this? And I tried to click on it, but I'm blocked. So I couldn't see it. So I had to wait for like the screen recording. And then everybody started posting it. So then I saw it that way as well. But yeah, she blocked me.
Now, one thing I want to say about Royce is this lady is not no liar, because Amy was blocking people when she did not like what they had to say about her marriage, which is the reason why she crying looking like a fool. She blocked me too. I just said, girl, you keep telling people as if you're the spokesperson for people that want to be married, and you married a dude that like dudes and he wear dresses. So she blocked me. She sure did.
So mhm.
Why did okay. Let us get right into it. Why did she block you?
Because I'm a liar and I'm bitter and I want her man.
These are things that she has said publicly.
Yes. Yes. Y'all don't remember when I did my story time? And she came out and was talking all that? Yo, yeah. That's why I don't wish her ill will, but I don't have any sympathy for her because she had no sympathy for me. She's talking about 14 months. Let's talk about 18 years. And known him for over 20. So, yeah, no. You got out quick, girl. You have no kids. Mm-hmm.
When she was describing and alleging these things, such as, he is, and again, she didn't say this, and I'm saying this. She pretty much intimated that there's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of personality, that there's this other side of Dwight where he appears to be very sweet, very loving, and then there's a very darker side that she sort of related to trauma that he dealt with in the past. Is that something that you have experienced with Dwight?
Yes, but this whole thing about trauma in his past, that's the same story he gives everybody. I met this man when he was 18. I was 21. I've seen him go from being this person who people like thought, again, that's why I say baby Jesus, because when he came in the league, it was like, oh my God, he's this Christian. He wants to put the cross on the NBA logo. You know what I'm saying? He was that person. And when I saw him turn was the moment that he found out I was pregnant. Like, this man tried to pay me to say that our child was not his, hence him suing me for $500 million when I went on Wendy Williams, and all she asked me was, isn't he the father of your son? And I said, yes. How you doing? I got sued. And everybody laughed at me because, oh, she's out here spreading rumors about him. She's lying. She's this. This man destroyed me. He blackballed me. Have I been on another show, Carlos? I think I'm entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ask yourself why. I have a degree in theater education from FAMU. I know that I'm talented. I have a whole dance company. World champion. You wouldn't know it because all that's ever put out about me is that I'm messy. I'm petty, but I'm not messy.
One of the things she also said was how, because he has so much money, that he gets away with a lot of stuff. And hearing you say he sued you for $500 million because you told the truth that can be proven with a paternity test that he is the father of your son, you feel like he blackballed you from the industry. Did that occur the moment you revealed that he was the father of your son?
Yes. And it was already like known, but it was the fact that I said it. I said yes. I mean, you could pull it up. It's on YouTube. I said yes. That's it. This man garnished my mom's account because back then I still had a shared account that I had had since high school with my mom. He took her money because we were attached. And nothing, never got it back. Like, it was heartbreaking. But my biggest thing, and I want people to understand that he's not just a narcissist. And I know that's a word that is so popular and people use it all the time, but by definition, that is what he is. He has an excessive like preoccupation with himself. Like he has this entitlement. He has a God complex. This man just went to a basketball game and stood up like he was Jesus going through a parade. I mean, smiling, yeah. And your child is in a facility wearing a paper gown because you didn't give her clothes. Your wife out here crashing out and you at a game. If that doesn't show you right there that he don't give a damn, like he also has like split personalities. There's times where he'll be so angry where he turns into a child, and then there's times where he's so angry that he's dragging my hair through my house and throwing me into an entertainment center. We talked about this when I did the interview with you, and I knew there was a reason why you didn't air it all, but the moment I even walked in there, I was in tears because I was dealing with mess with him. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like I have dealt with this for over 18 years and she crying and crashing out over 14 months. Girl, you got out easy. We still dealing with this stuff. I'm in court now. We got court at the end of the month. Because I did my story time in the interview with you and the interview with Cam. Because I'm out here speaking my truth because he never wants anyone to do that. Amy thinks like, oh, okay, he's filing for divorce. I'm sure she's like, because she didn't plan on leaving. Let's just put that out there. This happened early last week. Y'all just hearing about it. Yeah. But
How you know?
Because I'm friends with the mom of the daughter. That's my girl. We do TikToks together. But you wouldn't know it. Yeah. We have been like, when I tell you I have held this woman through tears because she's fighting for her daughter. And this man is out here just lying on her. But it's not even just money, it's his connections. His uncle was a DA in Georgia. There's police body cam footage that you'll never see because they pay people off. That's why she's talking about, oh, police have been at my house this many times. Like, yeah. And they show everybody else's body cam. They want to put my mugshot over everything. What we doing with him? Just letting him go. Because of who he is. And not even just who he is, it's who he knows. Money can absolutely buy you a verdict, but your connections can also hide your truth.
How much money was garnished through the lifetime that you've been dealing with this situation, including the money that was taken from your mother's account that you shared with her?
In total, it was close to $10,000. And back then when I had just started really doing the show, like I didn't have money like that. Basketball Wives wasn't paying like that. It was a pilot.
And you're still paying legal fees to defend these things.
Yes. So people want to laugh when I did that GoFundMe. But I'm like, y'all don't understand. He would rather pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to attorneys than to take care of his children.
Is the daughter still with CPS?
Yes.
Do you know exactly why she was taken to CPS?
Yes.
Is that something that you want to share or not? Because that's your girl story. That's your girl story.
Yeah.
And I respect that. I obviously respect that. This all happened last week. Why do you think Amy decided over the weekend to do this?
Because he turned on her. She said it. She literally said it in her video. When I found out that he was having our 12-year-old son lie on me, that's when I knew. Because he said he's willing to take down everybody else to save himself, and I just can't let him do. That's literally what she said. So this it's not about the kids. It's about you. It's about her. She's trying to save herself because you knew this was going on. 3 times? 3 times in a month? And you just now opening your mouth because he had this child lie on you? What about everything else? You participated in it. You condoned it. You said it. You were defending your husband, which means you were willing to lie on me. This girl threatened to meet me and Tiffany in the street. Yes, over her husband. Yeah. She was threatening to fight us. Yes. Over a man who can pass a lie detector test with a gun to his head and video footage of him doing the crime. That's how dangerous he is. He knows how to sit and lie and get people to believe him. He is a master manipulator, and he's also like that guy on Split. He has no empathy for anyone. It's a game to him. He's going to do it to somebody else. He's going to find somebody else. And he's going to sit there and lie to them and say, everybody's after me. Why? Why? Why is everybody after you? What are you doing? What are you doing that everybody wants?
There's people.
Now, what Royce said, I want to kind of give a little bit of commentary to that. Although I kind of gave it in the beginning, she said basically that Amy, girl, you didn't say anything until he told a lie on you. So, girl, if it was about the kids, then make it about the kids, because it seems like now you are looking out for yourself. Okay, so I agree with what Royce said, because when Amy was sitting her ugly ass in that car crying, you said, I ain't even finna act that out, but y'all know, like, you lied on me. It ain't about the kids, girl.
People who say, Royce, that you are relishing in Amy's pain, that this woman is crying out for help, and they are, there are some people who are saying, hey, Royce, this is a woman who is suffering, have some empathy, have some sympathy. What do you have to say to those who want that from you?
Where was that when it came to me? And okay, you're supposed to be the bigger person. Like I said on my story, I'm 5'2". No way. I am not Michelle Obama.
When they go low, you don't go high?
Absolutely not.
Where do you go?
I take it to hell.
Okay.
I'm down there skating on fire.
Do you feel like you're finally vindicated?
I do. However, I don't want people to think that I'm just like basking in this, basking in glory. Like, I do feel like I don't wish her any ill will, but I also don't feel sorry for her because she knew better. It's not like this came out of nowhere. It was happening. You filed for divorce after 6 months. And you went back and saying it's because everybody told you. No, they didn't. You went back because you got fired from Love and Hip Hop. You went back because he had you sell your condo. You went back because he attached his name.
Now, didn't I say she got fired from Love and Hip Hop? They say she got fired from Love and Hip Hop, which I'm not going to say I understand, because I'm never going to give no man position over me because I need him to pay for some shit for me. Never would do that shit again. Okay, I've been in that situation before. So they say she was broke, and needed this man, and he treated her like, they treat the girls when the girls think they can trade coochie for money when you have to find a man or get a man of moral character. Y'all want to find a man with money. I get it. It would be nice if you can get it all come in one package, but sometimes you got to decide what is more important to you. But apparently you lost your job, you needed the money, and this is what you did. Royce goes into saying she ended up selling her house, condo, whatever. So now she ain't even have nowhere to stay, because now even if you break up or get a divorce, you can go back to your house. But they now reporting on the blogs that the man want the woman out of his house.
To your shit, even though you're not attached on any of his. Like, let's call a spade a spade. He played you. He plays everybody.
Why do you? Okay, listen. I understand this notion, right? That when you are a man of means, and listen, we have seen plenty of documentaries and stories of multi-millionaires, billionaires who have paid people off. We've seen endless docs about that. My question to you, though, is less about the money part, because I think all of us can understand that based on the knowledge what we've been seeing recently. What I don't understand, and I would love for you to shed light on it if you can, to know that you've spoken out about this. His current wife did a video over the weekend, and just yesterday, he is at the game waving and being celebrated. Why do you think people aren't taking this seriously when, I mean, he was on Dance with the Stars. He did, listen, a lot of things have happened. But I still go back to what I saw yesterday, which was people standing up and cheering him when the day before your wife is accusing you of all these things. And listen, I was even watching The Breakfast Club, because I like to do my research. And Charlemagne said something along the lines of he doesn't believe, I don't want to misquote, but says something along the lines of Dwight doesn't look like somebody who does that type of drug, coke. And again, I don't know what Dwight does. I've never met him. I've never been around him. I don't know. But my point is saying all of this is it seems to be falling on deaf ears from everybody. And I wonder why you think he's getting away with that.
The same reason Trump is. Like, people can know the truth and just not care.
People can know the truth and just not care. She ain't never lied. We're seeing now in this country that unfortunately we got a lot of weird ass people in this world. I mean, let's just call it what it is. We got Donald Trump for president. This don't have nothing to do with him being a Republican, but he has how many felonies? He's been sued for R-ing a woman or women. He's in the Epstein files as messing with kids. What type of world do we actually live in right now?
And I also look at the people who are attending these games. It's not the people that's looking at the shade room. You know what I mean? And if they are, they're not sitting courtside. So they don't know what's going on. Because most of them people are really just minding their business. They might end up finding out about it, which is why he did it the next day, because he knew it wasn't everywhere yet. And also why he filed for divorce. Because he wanted to checkmate her. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I do want to read that, some raindrops, in case you guys don't know. As of today, former NBA star Dwight Howard has filed for divorce from his wife, Amber Howard, also known as Amy Luciani. The filing occurred today, like I said, just hours after Amber made severe public allegations against him on social media. Listen, there is a mutual restraining order that was filed to prevent either party from harming the other, selling property, or canceling insurance. In his filing, Royce, Dwight noted that they have no children together and requested exclusive use of his Georgia mansion. When it came to the kids, obviously you two have a son together. He is now 18 years old. He went online, which he normally doesn't do, Royce, but y'all's son that y'all shared together went online and he said, and of course I'm paraphrasing, but he said, you know, I'm crazy, my daddy crazy, my mama crazy, we all crazy. What did you think about your son speaking out against this?
Yeah, well, he wasn't saying like, what he was saying was, everybody was saying, oh, I'm crazy, my mama crazy, this person's crazy, but nobody's looking at the actual common denominator. And that's why he was like, you know, I hope you get some help, because Braylon is the oldest. Braylon has gone through the most. And I have been fighting in the court for my child since the beginning. But until recently, I didn't really have a voice. Nobody wanted to listen to me because he was able to change the narrative, right? So I was told by a judge if I ever brought up the accusation again that he would take my child from me. Yeah, I was threatened.
And for those of you that's wondering, because people had been saying like, why is Royce speaking now? She just bitter, she just angry. She just said that she couldn't. What if somebody told you, if you open your mouth, we're gonna take your child away? So this woman has went through a lot.
And then everything. There was a day where I had packed up my entire SUV and I was getting ready to just drive until I ran out of gas. And my parents stopped me. They pulled up behind me as I'm packing my car. My mom slapped the shit out of me, because she was like, absolutely not. But that's how scared I was of that man. And even now, like, I am scared of him. I know that he has people everywhere. I know, like, he can say the word, which is also why I speak out, because if something does happen to me, I want y'all to know where to look. Like, he's dangerous. And people think, oh, you're exaggerating. They've always said I'm exaggerating. They always said that I was like making stuff up. Oh, it can't be that bad. If it was that bad, he'd be in jail. And look at who y'all got as y'all president. Do we believe it now? I guarantee you, even after this, I probably got another lawsuit coming. And there's going to be people in the comments saying, well, this is why you should be quiet. What we going to do with this information? Why are you taking it to the internet? Take it to the court. Give it to God. What? Let's be for real. Y'all don't think any of that has happened? Amy is speaking out. I have spoken out. Christine has spoken out. Tiffany has spoken out. But y'all didn't want to listen, because y'all out here praising a man that, again, is standing up at a game like the Lakers just gave him a new contract. He's sitting.
That part. This man is standing up at a game doing a standing ovation when his daughter is in custody of CPS. Not only that, Royce said that his daughter don't even have clothes, and that the daughter is wearing paper clothes because she has not been brought clothes. That is pure deep neglect.
They're waving like he had a pageant. And they just clapping him up. He don't care about if he hears boos, because if he hears boos, he thinking people are singing.
What do you have to say, Royce, to women who may be in these situations? Are there any signs, Royce, they should look out for? You know, we all believe hindsight is 2020. You even said yourself, you tried to warn people. You even tried to warn Amy. Amy decided to defend her husband. You know, that's your husband. Do what you do. Are there signs that women should look for before they decide to be with somebody who is deemed to be this controlling narcissist that you have mentioned?
Everybody's not crazy. Everybody's not out to get your man. Like at some point, you gotta wake up and actually listen and understand, like, people don't just turn crazy. People don't just all of a sudden just start, you know, coming after one person. Like, come on, why? Him? Of all people, him? That's who you think people are just gonna lie on? We got bigger fish to fry. We do. But when you have someone who is constantly trying to destroy you or destroy other people and you're watching it, but you swear, I'm different. Our relationship is different. You did this to him.
That part. What Royce is simply implying is Amy got with this man, although people was letting her know who she was getting involved with. She thought she was different. She thought that she would receive different treatment. However, a man treats a woman has nothing or very little to do with who she is, but it has almost 100% to do with who he is. Now, a lot of times what they'll do is try to make it seem like the reason they did X, Y, and Z was because, oh, they didn't really like her, or she wasn't really for them, or he found out something about her. No. How he treated her is a reflection of who he is, okay? Not a reflection of who she is.
Did what? Because now you came out and you done pulled out a big old bag of drugs, allegedly, and snot crying.
That part, snot crying. Girl.
And he's where? Doing what? Not giving a damn about you. You were warned. So again, women, start believing, or start at least listening, paying attention. Don't be so quick to write off that ex. There's a story behind it. It is. It always is. I'm cool with the majority of my exes. I am. And I do that on purpose because you served a purpose in my life. So if we just ended, whether it was like you cheated or not, like, if you still served a purpose in my life, I can't just completely like dismiss you because you were a chapter. But him, damn, I swear I keep throwing this book in the trash and it's coming back like Annabelle.
One of my last questions for you, Royce, is, again, your son is 18 years old, and we all are like, wow, you've been dealing with this, obviously, for that long period of time, for 18 years. Have you ever received therapy?
Yes.
You have?
Yes. I went through a stage where I was in a facility. Yes.
If I may ask, you have to tell me. You don't have to tell me.
I did not want to be here. Yep. But I went through therapy. My son has gone through therapy. I put my son through therapy more than they even asked because I wanted to make sure that he was okay. Evaluations and everything that I did over and beyond because I wanted to make sure that he was okay. There are conversations that were had with my child that never should have been had with him. A freshly turned 12-year-old whose innocence was also taken for 5.5 years. And nothing happened. Nothing. I was again threatened if I.
Now, when she said his innocence were taken, before, I played y'all this video, I showed you all a video where Royce had said that her son had been violated. So essentially, what she's doing is she's speaking on her son being violated while being in the custody of Dwight, and nothing was done about it.
I ever brought it up again that they would take my child from me. And I still brought it up.
And then when she mentioned this in court, she was told by the judge that if she ever brought it up again, her child would be taken away from her. Now, it seemed like somebody was paid off, because what judge would say some crazy shit like this? But I'm not saying I don't believe Royce. I believe her, but it just goes to show how this dude, the white dude, he's evil. He's evil as hell.
But I fought for my child tooth and nail. That's why he is with me. But every time that, he would request these random ass visitations, I would have to oblige. I had to. And people don't understand that either. Like, why would you still ain't nobody gonna tell me that I gotta send my child? Yes, they can. They can absolutely come to your house and take your child from you. Yes, they can. Oh, well, I would do this. No, you wouldn't. What you gonna do? So I recorded everything. I started documenting everything. That's why I have all my phones. Remember my video? That's why I had to keep everything. And now look at what Amy is doing. I recorded it. Did you now? Interesting.
Does Braylon and Dwight have a relationship?
No.
They don't.
Mm-mm.
Do you know the last time they have seen each other?
When he came to his Airbnb for his birthday for like 20, 30 minutes and left. But he also spoke to him about a month ago because I had kicked Braylon out the house. He thought he was grown and he didn't have to clean up his room when I said so. He literally said to me, like, I don't have to do everything when you say so. I'm 18. I said I would get to it. If you don't get your ass. So he tried to, be on his own for almost a month. He came back Super Bowl weekend. But yeah, he came back quick and realized real fast that just because he 18 don't really mean you're grown. I'm that mama. But he came back and now obviously, he getting all his full meals and everything. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ain't that right? Royce said he get all his full meals because if you 18 and you figure you so grown, then you get your ass up out of here and you go pay your bills and you pay for your own meals. But when you can act like a kid, because I don't care if you're 18, 19, or 20, while you're under my rule, you're still a kid. If you're so grown, get on up out of here.
I'm an accountable mother. But I'm also very protective.
Yeah. No, you are. Listen, you're a great mom. And
that is pretty much the interview in a nutshell. Royce has been singing this same song since she's been able to sing it. She is vindicated. It's done. It's over. Don't ever try to shade another woman because of a dusty man and try to make it seem like it's the woman that's on some BS when now you're looking stupid. Dwight Howard has filed for divorce, and you know what he said? He want Amy out of his damn house. So he want her to get out, which is so crazy because Royce said that Amy actually sold her property. So it's very interesting now that he want to put her out. Where's she gonna live? I mean, so you want her now to go back and rent a place after, living with you and, being in a mansion. So Hopefully she gets some kind of alimony because she deserves it. And I'm sure she was emotionally traumatized. But girl, you didn't have to marry that man either, because you should have listened to the warnings. Okay. You thought you was better. And more importantly, you wanted that man money, because I just looked it up. He worth damn near 200 million. Y'all know, Google be off anyway. But for those of you who may think, that Royce is, I don't know what y'all think, but this is an interview that Royce did years ago. Let's get into it.
But yeah, I got in trouble for telling.
Okay, because there was a whole situation. You called Dwight Howard evil.
Yes.
And I guess has something to do with, well, you said this man is evil. Y'all fall for it every time. Ask him why he's telling a 12-year-old he's gay because he hasn't touched anything or watching porn with them.
Mm-hmm.
So was this the porn situation that you reported, or?
I've reported several situations. I've been reporting that inappropriate things are happening with my son since Braylon was a baby. And I noticed it very quickly. As a mom, I'm very involved. I notice everything. And it started with him sitting in my doorway, hitting himself. And then he started touching himself funny. And that was the day that I invited the nanny inside. And I asked her why he was doing that. She couldn't explain it. So I told her if I found out that she was doing anything to my son, then we were going to have a problem. She then went and said that I threatened her. I said I didn't threaten her. I said I promised her, because I'm dead serious. And fast forward a few months later, a few years later, I'm constantly emailing my attorney. He's emailing them saying like Braylon is, showing behaviors that aren't normal for a child. We ended up going to court, and I had a video of Braylon covering his face because he was saying how people were blowing smoke in his face, how Daddy's friends look like zombies at the bottom of the stairs. Daddy acts weird. He found his ball in Miss Maureen. Her boobs are like pacifiers. And this is like, he's like telling me this now, being able to vocalize it when he's like 3-4 years old. So if you can imagine just a little boy who to just like monster trucks and Chuggington and waking up to, Mickey Mouse Club, saying these things when he's there, you gonna keep fighting. And like I said, I went to court and I was threatened by Judge Shea if I ever made any type of accusation like that again, that he would take Braylon from me and I would lose custody. My mom was in court with me that day. I got up, I cursed that judge out. I cussed out Mayanne Downs, which was his attorney, and I walked out that courtroom. But yeah, I got in trouble for telling.
Okay, because there was a whole situation. You called Dwight Howard evil.
Yes.
And I guess has something to do with, well, you said this man is evil.
Royce has been telling y'all the same story for years. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe nothing. I don't know. Now that a lot of these blogs are, running the story, maybe we'll find out who this judge is. For now, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Royce Reed, Basketball Wives, has been vindicated. Dwight Howard, your ass has been exposed.
Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Late 𝐾𝐨𝐬𝐿, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop.